then we'll just lead into the conversation. Okay. Welcome to Careers Big Pitch, where we discuss the innovators that are revolutionizing the marketing landscape across the globe. Today, we have the pleasure of talking to Eman El Ghandour, the marketing manager of Mustela in the Middle East and Africa. Eman, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you, and it's a pleasure being here with you.
Thank you. And I'm so glad that we get to have this talk. I know you're very busy and you travel all around the world, managing so many different regions.
That's true.
The first thing I wanted, for people that, might want to know a little bit more about Mustela, it started in the 1950s, but it's got a very long history and, involvement in family and, care for children, families, and everything else. Can you tell us a little bit about the brand?
Yes, definitely. So I'm very proud to be working for this brand, honestly. I've been working on this brand for 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Mustela is a family-owned business. It's a French brand that has been there for 70 years plus even.
Mm-hmm.
It's started by two people, one pharmacist and one entrepreneur, where they started, with the simple products. And then it moved on. It started growing. It used to start with newborns to target newborns and babies, but now it has extended to the whole family. So
Yes.
The range has been widely extended. It has all sorts of products suitable for all skin types, suitable for all the family members, which is quite unique.
Mm-hmm.
It has a very, very premium quality. It's very safe. And we do usually at Mustela, we do conduct a lot of tests on each product just to make sure that it's very, very tailored to the skin types or tailored to the people that they're using. So it's one of the brands I'm really proud to talk about and to be working with.
And I've seen it's become very, very popular as well, not in this region in particular. And one of the things I wanted to, before we get into the marketing strategies and also talking more about the brand, is understanding a little bit about you. You have a great position in the company. You've been with them, as you said, for 8 years. But how does one get to be in a position such as yours, with influence, managing such a large brand? It's got, I think, headquarters, not only in France, but it's got different locations around the world.
It's in France.
Just in France?
Just the headquarters is in France.
Headquarters in France, but it's also very active, I believe, in the US. So
it is. It's a subsidiary. So basically, what we have now is one headquarter in France, and then we have a couple of subsidiaries, which are companies that are in different positions. And then we have export markets.
Mm-hmm.
We have dividing the export markets into 4 zones. What I'm managing is the zone of Middle East and Africa, which more or less constitute of 22 countries all around Middle East and Africa, which is quite big. And I started this with them from the beginning when the office of Dubai was quite new. It was just launched. It was even my role did not exist when I started. We started all from scratch. It grew bit by bit, and now it's one of the top brands in all the Middle East and Africa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in terms of, your background when it comes to education as well, I know you studied at the American University in Cairo, but what led you to enter the world of marketing? You hear the word marketing and branding and advertising. A lot of the times the concept becomes so generically used that you miss the actual point or what goes into it. How did you even know you wanted to enter this field, and how did you go about it from, your formative years?
I did know I don't want to enter this field because I'm Egyptian by origin, and I'm proud to be Egyptian. And I graduated with a bachelor degree from the American University in Cairo. And back then they used to, build your mindset that you need to try to explore yourself and further understand yourself. And I remember when I was an undergrad, it was always motivating us, like, you have to go do some internships, explore yourself. That's time of exploration, so that by the time you graduate, you would know more or less where do you want to go.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to have every summer different internships in different places, in different FMCGs, just to understand what do I need to do when I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
I went to many, many companies throughout the years of my bachelor degree. And by the time I graduated, I knew that I wanted to be in marketing, and not just regular marketing. I want to be in FMCGs or something that are directly to the consumers. It was quite an interesting field. You get, it's very exciting. Every day you have something new. It's a very interactive job, I would say.
Yeah. And even within that, it's quite rare for people to, from the get-go, and I mean, it took you for your university time to understand what you wanted and what you didn't want to explore. But I think it's also very rare for people nowadays to have a clear-cut direction of what they want to enter, unless it's like one of the traditional degrees, if you want to become an accountant or a doctor or a lawyer. As soon as you start branching into the social sciences and arts and the creative spaces, it becomes a bit more challenging because there's no clear-cut direction on what you should do or how to enter certain things. And it's so incredible that when you were in university, there was such motivation to get you to explore, see the different opportunities that is out there. Because I think, I don't know if you would agree, if you hadn't had those experiences at that time, you wouldn't have maybe ended with Mustela.
Definitely, I wouldn't. And I didn't only limit it to marketing experience. I was confused back then between marketing and psychology.
Yeah.
And I was like, psychology was so interesting for me. Oh, it's very interesting to understand how
and they kind of interrelated at the end of the day.
Back then I didn't know then. And then I said, okay, fine, I'll do marketing. And then I would minor in psychology. So I minored in psychology. And I was mainly more interested in child psychology. And I felt, okay, fine, let me decide which field I should go. So I tried some internships here. I tried some internship there in psychology and child psychology. And then I realized, okay, fine, I'll go for marketing. And psychology, they go together. We need to understand the mindset of the people, the mindset of the consumers and everything in order to be able to do your marketing in a proper way.
Of course.
And it did help me a lot, honestly.
And especially when you're tapping into when your main target demographic is families.
Exactly.
Family units are really tough to crack because all of them are very different. And across the world, wherever Mustela is practicing as well, all of them are different culturally. Especially with the regions that you manage, there are so many diverse people, cultures, religions, way of practicing their day-to-day life, rules and roles within family. So it is I think it's an essential thing that you adopted in university, having that element of psychology to manage that.
It is very essential. Especially now I realize that having to work on a zone like Middle East and Africa, like we said, it's full of diverse nationalities, diverse behaviors. For instance, the African countries are very different from the Middle Eastern countries. Some Middle Eastern countries have a big bunch of expats, like here in the UAE or even in Saudi or Kuwait or Qatar. So you're talking to many, many target groups just in the same country. Yeah. And it's quite confusing to a certain extent. But then when you learn to find your way, it's manageable. So,
and with what you were saying now regarding how many diverse groups there are and then having to target them individually, how do you go about that? Is it one generic approach where you try and see a common goal with all of them? Or is it, we're going to target this kind of family, this kind of group, this kind of person? How does that conversation start?
It's difficult. It's very challenging, honestly. But you try as much as possible to target, to have one common thing, because especially with Mustela, I wouldn't say it's very challenging because at the end of the day, you're targeting parents. Yeah. Parents, they have the same objectives, which is taking care of their family, taking care of their kids, getting the best for them, happy family, happy life, So this is a common ground. But if you're working on other brands, I think it might be a little bit more challenging than ours. But of course, sometimes we need to adapt different approaches for different countries.
Yeah.
Countries like, again, Africa. I'm working also on India. I'm working on Egypt, Saudi, UAE, Tunisia, Morocco, all these. You have to adapt somehow different approaches.
And one thing that we have to definitely get into is the actual product development, because the products that Mustela provides, a lot of them are to do with, your skin, your hair, the actual conditions of your body. And it treats a lot of things like eczema, for example. With all the people that Mustela services, there's also that element. You're not just tapping into the psyche of the different kind of target demographic, but you're also talking about the different kinds of skin types, the different kinds of textures, issues that may be, clinical issues, dermatological issues. That's a whole added element as well.
I agree. So that's what's really impressive about Mustela, honestly. We have a very, very wide range, and the range is actually addressing everyone. You always find a product that's suitable for you. Like, for instance, we have for normal skin, which includes all products that are just if you have a regular normal skin. There are products that are for dry skin. If you have just a flaky, little bit dry, you need something to moisturize well, or you need and it has a full range. So it's not just one product in dry skin, it's a full range. You have the atopic range or the eczema range, which is very strategic range because it's a medicated, it addresses specific needs. And in order for you to be efficient, you need to have a very high quality product.
Yeah.
And to have this high quality product, it requires a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of research to do on the quality of the product to make sure you're delivering the right solution for the consumer. And you're delivering as well a wide range of solutions. So a wide range. So for instance, if we talk about the atopic range, you're covering hair care, you're covering cleansers, you're covering moisturizers, you're covering everything.
Yeah.
You have all the range. We have a range as well for sensitive skin. if you have a slightly sensitive skin, which is fragrance-free, and so it avoids any irritation. We have a range for sun care for the whole family, sun care products that are very safe, that you can use on your baby, but at the same time, you can use it on yourself. Of course, if you're using for a baby, definitely you can use it for yourself. If you're an expertise as a brand in newborns and in babies, definitely you will be an expert on other categories. Yeah. We have a range for pregnant moms, for maternity. So we're covering, again, all the stages for the parent, starting from pregnancy till they grow up and they have a full family, And the pregnancy range, again, it has a wide range, stretch marks, oils, all different formulations to fit your preferences.
Yeah, and also your needs.
Preferences and needs. Like I could be a person who likes oily kind of products, or I could be like more of a creamy product. So you have all the solutions available.
Yeah.
We have an organic range, which is a purely 100% organic products from organic ingredients that, again, it targets different kinds of target groups. So at Mustela, you will find the full portfolio, a very, very wide portfolio, which is very rare to find with other brands, that is addressing every member of the family, no matter what their needs are.
But now this brings me to my next question, because of course there's such a diverse range within Mustela's repertoire for products. How do you go about exploring a new one to add? Because I have no doubt that when Mustela first started, it didn't have this insane range of, so many different skin types or conditions that it can treat. How does Mustela approach, new product development or testing the market to see, is this a need? Can we supply it? Will it actually sell well? How can we market that?
It's basically through a lot of research that has been done in the markets. So we do a lot of market research to understand what are the market needs, where are the gaps, which products are essential. Even if it's a complementary product, it's there for you just to have the full range. And because you trust this brand, most probably you'll find whatever you need. So it's, again, based on all the research. We do a lot of research. The R&D departments are in the headquarters together with the development team in the headquarters. Honestly, they do a great job in the research.
Yeah. And with regards to the developers that are there, of course, there'll be dermatologists and other, potentially pharmaceutical experts that are involved, especially with the cases of producing things like the eczema and the...
Definitely.
It's atopic skin?
Atopic skin. Yeah.
So with those kinds of products as well, there's this level of marketing ethics that also go when you're branding towards families, but also when you're branding for products that can assist with conditions, especially skin conditions and other things.
Yes.
What are ethical considerations that you would recommend people, especially venturing in this kind of industry, but also any marketeer, when they're promoting products such as this? What should they be considering from an ethics perspective?
First of all, you need to be promoting a product that you're 100% sure it's going to be efficient and it's going to do the job. This is basic. You have to be confident that your product, it is a high quality product. It would fulfill the needs of the consumer. It will help in the healing. It will help in the itchiness, or especially with atopic skin. Second, you need to get as well the references from the professionals. So the healthcare professionals, because these kind of skincare conditions is usually advised, the solutions are advised by the healthcare professionals. So we build at Mustela, one of our strategies, that we build a very close relationship with the healthcare professionals, so that, and they test our products, they try it, they know that it's very good. There are a lot of research that has been done. There's a lot of outcomes that we share with them to make sure that they are 100% convinced with the brand, and they will be able to prescribe it, or they will be able to advise it, promote it to their consumers that need this kind of products.
And with Mustela having, strategic relationships with healthcare providers where, you get a lot of research and information from actively healthcare providers showing their clients the products that Mustela offers, would you say that that is one of the ways that Mustela also develops and establishes trust and loyalty from its clients? Or do you use other methods as well to communicate that?
Part of it, yes, definitely, for sure, because that's the main touch point where you reach your consumers through it. But another major point is that one of the main strategies of Mustela is empowering parents. And this is the main strategy that we've been working on for the past couple of years. Empowering them in a way that you hear their voices, listen to their needs, and provide them with services, not just products. So not only I'm selling them a product of a cleanser or a skincare or a moisturizer or something.
Mustela goes beyond
that. Beyond that, we support them as much as we can. We support them by giving them, first of all, non-questionable ingredient kind of product. So it's very safe for them. They don't need to question about it, whether it's going to hurt their kids or going to hurt their family members or not. Another thing is providing them with services for insightful things related to them, which is mainly some CSR projects. So we have worked recently in the past couple of years, and every year we're working on a new project that is coming from insights of the consumers themselves to understand their needs and what they want to hear from Mustela.
Yeah.
So we started, for instance, with a campaign related to gender roles in parenting. We called it back then Parenting Unlabeled. It was 2 years ago. And it was one of the closest to my heart, I would say. It was one of the very special campaigns. We made a whole set of research to understand in UAE, in KSA, and in Egypt, to understand the gender roles, the difference of gender roles between the moms and the dads in parenting. And we had like focus groups between moms, focus group between dads, just to figure out how do they divide the gender roles between them. And to tackle on this point, which is, I would say, in the Middle Eastern culture, it's like a taboo. You know, you don't want to hear that the dad is not doing the maximum or the mom is not doing the maximum. They don't want to hear.
I was going to say, in the region that you operate or at least manage, there's a lot of,
it's a sensitive topic
about certain topics. Yes. And there's also very clear-cut designated roles in certain family units.
Yes.
So how do you break into that kind of,
We did break, and it was quite interesting. It was very interesting. People were so impressed. Consumers were really surprised that the brand is talking about something like that the brand is really highlighting or shedding some highlight on this topic. We gathered experts from all around the Middle Eastern countries, all around from like 7 or 8 countries, talking about parenting, giving advice about parenting, all out of the outcomes that we have from the research. Like, for instance, one of the outcomes, like the father, it's not that he doesn't want to do. He wants to do, but he's not having the trust from the mom to do it, you know? So one of the learnings is that as a mom, you need to let go. You need to let go. You need to allow them to take the lead with their kids. You need to allow them to spend more time, even if they do not the way you want, but at least they will do it. There was a lot of insights, a lot of outcomes that were quite interesting. And we also had some campaigns for retreats for the moms, where we give them some retreats, a couple of days to go on a trip to have a quiet detox time
from all the chaos at home.
And we give the lead to the dads. So, and we even had a full entertainment for the dads and the kids together, so the mom can have a peace of mind. We worked on other campaigns related to Father's Day, for instance, where we gathered the fathers with their kids just to spend quality time, to do activities together for a day or two. And then,
but again, I feel like all of these campaigns, you know, at the end of the day, the highlight or the core uniting force is obviously the message of family.
Yes.
And also the support of not just having expectations and integrating as a brand into your family.
Yes.
Which is, I think, something really important and really smart to do, because a lot of the times, a lot of companies end up focusing on just the product or just on an overall thing, especially when it comes to financial gain.
Exactly.
Whereas I think Mustela's campaigns that they've been doing, I know you're involved in so many in the different countries within the Middle East and Africa, but at the end of the day, how can you actually enter that or penetrate that market when you're not really giving them back something? And that's where corporate social responsibility becomes so important. And over the past few years, it looks like it's been very overlooked by a lot of companies, unfortunately.
And it has to be something insightful and something they can relate to, not just anything, not just any topic that you have to do it. It has to be something really, really they can relate to.
Yeah.
Another topic, for instance, we have done last year was for the mental load. Any new parents, when they have new kids, or even parents with 2 or more kids, they're mentally loaded, extremely loaded, and they have no time to think of themselves, of their own mental health. They have no time to work on themselves. So we wanted to address that by telling them it's okay. It's fine not to be okay to a certain extent. It's fine that you're loaded. That's common. But then you have to give some time for yourself. And we even offered many of our consumers in each country some coaching sessions, some therapy sessions to deal with the mental load, to manage it, to slow down, you know. It was quite also very interesting. One of the things also that I believe we do really good is that we target the consumers directly. So yes, we do work with content creators a lot, but many of our consumers are really happy when we reward them themselves.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, the therapy sessions or the coaching sessions, it was for the consumers themselves, a full package of sessions that they get to have full treatment, so that they come out with fresh new mindset, a fresh new approach, develop a healthy lifestyle, do the parenting the right way. We had even some parenting sessions for them to learn how to manage things together as a parent and how to grow up with their family.
And also certain product strategies, target maybe one problem, but for a completely different, outlook on things. For example, there have been cases in Africa and also in other places where large-scale corporations or even smaller companies come in and their form of corporate social responsibility seems to be very, greenwashed or whitewashed, or, it looks to the outside person looking in, it looks, oh, someone's building a school. But in the reality, if you're going into a community that you're giving something back, it looks like you're doing something positive. I remember, I think it was one of the large-scale oil conglomerates in Nigeria or Angola a while ago. They built schools there, and it was great because they were using the oil fields there, but they didn't have any teachers.
Oh,
they built hospitals as well, no doctors. What is the point then in doing that if the consumer can't use it, or if the people you're trying to help socially can't really engage and use that? And I think with Mustela, what they're doing as well is that, yes, our products can help you with so many of these different issues and to improve your lifestyle and to have a happy, healthy family.
Exactly.
But beyond this, it's not just about cleaning or applying something, or,
we're helping as a brand themselves. And
mentally, there's an element as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is also great for the mental psyche at the end of the day from a psychological perspective, because now the brand isn't just, oh, it's my shampoo or it's my lotion or it's my baby's cream or something like that. It's I need to go see the people at Mustela because I need to separate myself from my children for 2 days. I need to go on the retreat, which is great as well, because now you've tied into absolutely every aspect of their family, from inside their bathrooms to their bedrooms to even just their day-to-day life.
Yeah. It builds a lot of trust and it builds a lot of loyalty to the brand. You make sure that you are maintaining this loyalty ongoing. It really gives a very nice feeling when you are doing something really positive and you're helping people out, and you're not just only selling products, but you're selling a full experience. It's one of the very rewarding feelings to have, honestly.
And with these kinds of campaigns, how do you go about actually setting up? I know you mentioned that there's research and you look at gaps in the market, but is it only that, or is it also internal experience? Like the workforce that is working there also has some stuff to suggest, and it's a collaborative effort beyond just the market research.
For the team, for our team, definitely. We have a very strong team in the Middle East and Africa, and we work together on all the brainstorming, we work together on all the insights that we need to present. Of course, definitely. It's a teamwork for sure.
And of course, when people that have that similar experience, have a family, have children, or also just have certain concerns, skin concerns and different aspects along those lines, it also adds a bit more legitimacy to what you're offering. It's like it's made by people who are experienced things like this for people that are also going through the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And that will establish more trust at the end of the day and longevity for the brand.
Yeah, I agree. It gives a lot of credibility. Also, one of the things that we add on top of all the experiences that we provide is, yes, the quality of the product, but also we always say at Mustela that what we do today should not affect the future. If you're producing something today, it should not affect the future. So all of our products, are very natural, from organic ingredients and everything. And they are recyclable packaging, biodegradable packaging.
I was actually going to say, do you think that, for example, with certain trends that are coming up, I know with Mustela, they're increasing their ranges in terms of organic and environmentally friendly practices as well, reusable bottles. Is it because of trends, or is it just because you see how...
No. I have been doing that for a very long time, apart from the trend. And it's really part of the vision and the mission of the company. You have to not affect tomorrow, and you have to be very cautious about the environment.
I think it also falls down as well to the corporate social responsibility.
It is.
Especially with the reusable aspects.
Yes, for sure.
And in the Middle East and also in Africa, is the reusability also still practiced, or is that depending on the regions?
We're working on it.
Is there a time when we can expect that as well?
We're working on it.
Okay, well, we'll keep everyone updated.
We're working on it.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday when I was reading the website as well, and it was all in French.
Yes, no, but it has English and Spanish. It has Arabic.
I know, but I read it in French. It was already there.
It has all the languages.
One of the things I did notice though, and I think it's important, especially in the digital age that we're working on, is that I noticed Mustela doesn't have like a local or a regional domain in the way that I find when I find Mustela, it's either through certain distributors or on other platforms, but I find always the French platform. Is there a reason why?
As a website?
Yeah.
It's one international website and it has different languages, so it addresses different people.
So with the international, because I know some brands will have, for example, company name .ae. Is there a benefit for companies to have let's say, a regional domain name? Or would you recommend or say, depending on the company, it would be better to have a global situation?
I believe that we should have one international. So I do believe in this approach that we're doing now. You will find one international website that has different languages. So anyone can access this website and can go to the different languages. It has the full portfolio. It's communicating all the messages which are adaptable to all the globe. We also, one of the things, for instance, we have one factory that's producing for all Mustela. So if you're buying Mustela from UAE, if you're buying it from Hong Kong, if you're buying it from, I don't know, China, anywhere, it's the same production, same everything, same formula. So you guarantee the quality. One thing also that, for instance, you'll find on social media, you'll find one unified page, for instance, for the Middle East, one unified page for Africa. Because at the end of the day, you're delivering the same messages. So this is my perception. I don't believe that we should have many of them as much as we should have one unified as a global message.
That's why I was curious to ask you, because I think with the digital age, a lot of people are like, you have to have your website, you have to sort this out.
It used to be the case. It used to be the case. We used to have different websites with different domains for each country. But like I would say 5 years ago, we've made it just one website. We used to have different social media pages for each country.
Yeah.
Now it's unified. So we're trying to make it
aligned,
unified, more unified.
Yeah. And I think as well, at the end of the day, what I think would be curious for people to know is why Mustela decided to rather, let's actually align all of our pages, have one simple message, and build, because for me, I understand why you guys do it. At the end of the day, it also preserves the integrity of the product and also the messaging. Only one way is coming out in terms of the information that comes out. So you don't have to worry that, Asia is saying a different message to, Africa's market.
Exactly.
But why would Mustela's reasoning be for that? And why for other companies that are considering to maybe, I wouldn't call it downsizing, the digital presence, but for a lack of a better terms, let's just use that. Why would they maybe consider this as a better option?
Because sometimes you need to communicate locally about your local campaigns, or you need to talk about your local campaigns, which we do as well in the centralized domains. We do have localized things for each country. So some companies, yes, they separate, I would say, which is their approach. We do it, we separate as well, but in a different way.
Yeah.
For instance, yes, we have the same messages across the globe and the same messages, one centralized from the HQ and everything, but we adapt our strategies locally. So you'll find minor changes happening just to fit our cultures.
You have to approach the market.
Exactly, approach the market differently, approach the consumer in a slightly different way. But the global picture or the global strategy, it's the same. So
I think that's why in this case it's unique for Mustela, because every business model is different. Every way of communicating and marketing and advertising is also very different. And I appreciate you telling us, Mustela's approach and how it works out. Because I did find it curious yesterday when I was looking at different things about Mustela. I just saw the one page where I landed on. I was very curious about it, especially with the UAE. Every website has .ae, but I appreciate the fact that, it's a trusted process. I can guarantee for a fact, I know where everything is coming. I know everyone is saying the same thing.
One source, one information.
And you have some brands where when they have this whole diverse range of domains and also different social media sites, they're not the same. The quality might not be the same. The team
but sometimes it's beneficial. As you said, it differs from one business model to the other. Sometimes
but in the bad cases, it can be really tarnishing to the brand. But in good cases, if they do it strategically, it can also be great.
Yeah, of course.
Mustela's, I think, has been incredibly successful.
This is what fits our business model. This is how we want to communicate it. So,
and with the trust as well, of course, I think we need to discuss the longevity of the brand. It's been established since the 1950s in France. How would you say that attributes as well the level of brand loyalty and trust? But beyond that, how do you carry that trust that was built maybe now almost 70 years ago, more or less.
70 years, yes.
Yeah. So how do you carry that reputation, improve the brand, stick to the times, and also make sure that families that were using it 70 years ago are still giving it to their family members now?
It's a heritage. It's the brand that has been there. It's the number one brand in Europe. So you will not find anyone in Europe who doesn't know Mustela or not aware of the full range. It's a heritage brand. It has been, since they started, they have been always talking about the quality, offering really, really premium products, very clean products. So it has been there since forever. And we don't compromise at all on the quality or the efficiency of the product at all. So this is something is widely known and we maintain it. We just don't maintain it, that's it, but we also follow the market needs. So you will see that what was there 70 years ago has improved to something else through the innovations, through the R&D, through the...
Especially with things that have certain medications and treatment options. We can't be using the same things from the 1950s.
Of course, you have to improve it. You have to work on the formula. We always change formulas to meet the requirements of the families. We always work on new innovations. So you have to keep it up in order to maintain it. And in terms of marketing, you have to keep on communicating about it so that you also keep the consumer. Yeah. The consumer has to be aware of the updates. So we always communicate with them the updates. We always communicate the new portfolio, new launches, new products that are very tailored to their needs, very tailored to their zone. So that's it.
And of course, I couldn't agree more in the sense, I remember, and I'm sure you know this, they were, about 70, 90 years ago, there was a time when cigarette smoking was promoted by doctors, and different other chemicals like arsenic were included in...
I didn't know it was promoted by doctors.
Yeah. There was a time back in the day where smoking was encouraged. It was a slimming thing or something. Tapeworms, to slim as well. Certain creams had chemicals like arsenic, I believe.
Yeah.
So definitely, it's, especially in the industry that Mustela is in, it's a situation where R&D, I think, is very heavily involved and has to constantly be innovating and also making sure what is new, what is better. Because what you could tell me right now is 100% safe and incredible. Maybe in 10, 20 years' time, you find an even better solution.
Of course.
And there's even more added elements to your range.
Definitely.
And with how the world is going, you never know. Maybe more skin conditions could come up, or maybe more needs will come up.
Let's hope no more skin conditions.
Hopefully
but,
not,
maybe
but
more needs.
Yeah. And it is a thing where constantly you have to study your market, understand the needs, work with...
Yes, you have to be very up to date with your market and your market trends and your market needs.
But also the technical and the pharmaceutical and medical knowledge that's going on into the R&D and the development of these products.
And also we do on regular basis U&A research for the consumers just to understand their needs and just to understand where the market is now, to make sure you are tackling the right needs and tackling exactly their needs.
So Eman, to just end off, a lot of people would love to have a job such as yours, being a marketing manager of regional offices. What would you recommend that the key things they should have if they're aspiring to be in a position such as yours, or if they, want to run their own company and have the marketing portfolio for themselves as well?
I think one of the main things is that you need to have the passion. First of all, you need to be very passionate about, understanding the consumer, understanding the markets, learn about it. Go deep dive into details, not just take the top shell, that's it. And be more curious. Curiosity brings back, gives you more information, gives you more insight. One of the things as well is to be, understand the consumer needs very well, not just, again, from a business perspective, but from psychological perspective.
Yeah.
What are their aspirations? What are they looking for? Where's the market gaps? How can I fill these market gaps with my brand or with my products? Trial and error. It's always trial and error.
Yeah.
You can never achieve anything from the first time. You have to try. It fails. Try again. Maybe it works. Trial and error. So never.
But I must disclose in this that trial and error does not really qualify when it comes to products that are medicated and things. You have to have a good.
No, of course you have. Of course you have you have to have a base. But I mean trial and error in
your
terms
base has
of,
to be perfected.
Of course, you have to have a base. You have to first have a product that you believe in and you trust this product, and then how to market for this product, how to promote for this product. Promoting for it can be trial and error. Yeah. You can try at the beginning and then it doesn't work and then you try again. So there's no right path. Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own way of developing it. But it honestly starts with the passion. You have to be very passionate about it and work very heavily on it.
Well, thank you so much. I have no doubt that everyone, got really great insights as well from not only your journey, but also how Mustela does things to be such a key trusted brand amongst families across the world. And I'm so grateful for you taking some time out of your busy schedule to chat to me.
Thank you so much.
I cannot wait to see where Mustela goes and what more products we get to, enjoy and embrace, and all the other campaigns and activities that Mustela hosts.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.